excited. Let's get into the pistol.
Let's bloody go. We are underway on Anubis. SDY in mid with his P2000. P2000 user, interesting.
I like the skin, yeah.
The skin, very nice indeed. And we are going to at least go for a little push toward mid here for TYLOO. The utility has already been expended. They're going to burst toward those double doors. SDY will realize that and will fall away for now. Kaze, deep control actually, and they can choose to split either bomb site.
Yeah, options available. This is certainly not an orthodox approach in the pistol round, and Krasnal realizes that turn looking the right direction, but doesn't have a head, and neither does Bro. That's the B bomb site completely compromised, and Monte are going to have to retake, but without a kit, this seems unlikely.
Demka, though, can be one of the most underrated pieces of this roster, and they're not checking or rechecking that area there. Chance to perhaps get a second for Demka, but not to be. 4v3 after plant for TYLOO. Of course, no after plant utility, and the dualies could be about to sing off, but Jamyoung already will get one back, and another as well. Advent finishes it off. That's a lovely start for TYLOO and just what they needed.
Yeah, like I said, not a standard approach in the pistol round at all, splitting into the B bomb site through middle, but it works out wonderfully for them, capitulating onto that site and completely crushing the defense. And best of ones, MR12, we know that winning the pistol round carries a lot of weight. It's a lot of gravitas, so it's a great way for the underdogs to start off this BO1.
Exactly, on a side on T-side Anubis, of course, which technically should be the stronger side. It's actually kind of crazy, right? Many pros still think T-side Anubis is plainly broken. That was the quote of Nertz, I believe, in one of the last CSGO events. I don't think much has really changed since then, to be honest. You don't forget for Monte, of course, as you so rightly pointed out, Hayes, they have lost their last 3. Sinners, 3D Max, and VP, all convincingly as well. So I think there's a possible weakness here, for sure.
TYLOO looking to exploit that. We see the Force Buy coming through here from Monte. See what they can do with it. Certainly not a traditional approach in CS2. Normally you see teams going for the full save, and I'm actually not a really big fan of the Force Buy on CT side Anubis. Not only has the Force Buy kind of fallen out of favor in general in the second round if you lose the pistol as the CTs, but you're on the unfavored side of the map now. So what are the chances of you really actually making the Force Buy work?
Yeah, I think quite a lot of my colleagues now will agree that, honestly, in MR12, CT Eco, after losing the pistol, is the more common choice and the better choice. Especially on a map like Anubis, where you need those guns as quickly as possible, and that is clean for Mercury. Sure, it's only against that Force Buy, but it's still just as impactful. It's going to open up the A-bomb site. They're absolutely safe. And it causes Krasnal and Bro to try and save what they have into the next round to at least have something to work with. It's going to be interesting, of course. You made a good point to me that Krasnal is actually one of the most improved players in CS2. His numbers are absolutely insane.
Yeah.
And Bro, of course, has actually slotted in really well. My personal opinion with Bro on this Monte roster is that it's made them a lot more solid and a much higher floor than when they had Boris.
Yeah, I agree with you. Not as volatile. Ceiling, you're probably not as high as it was, but still, like you say, more consistent, more reliable. Yeah, T-Time mentioned on the desk that he doesn't have any faith in Krasnal, you know, maintaining those numbers.
Right.
I don't expect him to regress back to the rating we saw in CSGO. There's definitely going to be a few players who greatly benefit from the shift of CSGO into CS2. I think he might fall back slightly, but I reckon he's still going to be somebody to look out for here on this team.
Yeah, I definitely would agree with that. But at the moment, we've got to look out for TYLOO, and they, of course, have a history in these ESL Challenger events. They often show up with some incredibly exciting matches.
Yeah.
They may not necessarily be a squad that wins these events, but they always have a part to play. And that core of Jamyoung, Mazea, and Mercury has always been incredibly exciting. The main question mark, of course, is Advent and whether he can still be consistent on LAN. Online, I've casted multiple games of his recently, and it's been a little bit shaky individually. He's struggled to keep up. And against a team which has such a high individual skill level of Monte, I'll have to see whether at least he can rely on his stars. His star Mazea will at least get a couple against these pistols. 5v3, but the damage is pretty significant.
It does feel like he's in a team where, you know, contributing on a fragging level isn't as important because the core four of Mercury, Kaze, Jamyoung, and Mozia are all ridiculously talented individuals. That's a nice shot from SDY. Haven't seen many kills at all. In fact, just the 2 frags out of Monte so far here on the map. They need to inflict some economic damage here. They need to keep that economy honest. TYLOO on the favored side of the map, building up money. Bro goes unchecked. He could do a lot of damage right now. Could he actually find a multi-kill to potentially win the round? 2 kills come through. He picks up the AK. Oh my god, Krasnal swung in the meantime. And Monte have robbed TYLOO blind.
How on earth have they got away with that? Just one Deagle and one MP9 is all it took. And TYLOO, that is one of those rounds they're going to look back on in the demo later and absolutely tear their hair out.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a painful one. But yeah, Bro can be so impactful. He can, in these sort of situations, he can just sit on his own, get himself into a cheeky position and just go absolutely wild with it. And he'll do exactly the same once again. That bolsters the Monte economy, of course. That was a full eco. When you win on a full eco, that will help a lot.
Yeah.
Moro's got the AWP already. Here we go, Monte. They're back into it straight away.
Check your corners, mate. Check
Yeah.
your corners. That's a big punish. Now they're going to try and turn up the pace on TYLOO. They go 1 for 1 so far. Demka playing by himself. It's now on SDY. He finds a frag as well. No trade potential there, but disconnected Jamyoung ahead of the pack, and rotations have come through thick and fast. TYLOO still committing to plan A right now, and there could still be a chance for them as well.
3v3. Advent hits a nice entry, but that nade toward Mercury puts him to 11 HP, and Waro dunks him out of the round. Kaze and Advent now have to team up and go elsewhere, or perhaps slow down the clock, make it a little bit of a ruse. Take a sensible pill and not just run in.
I love this though from Monte, just gleaning all the information in the world, clearing their corners. Kaze should get traded, not the cleanest, but Bro gets the frag. Question is, does he hang around? Advent stands a chance in the 1v2. Look how disconnected both Voro and Bro are right now, polar opposite sides of the map. So he's in with a shout, recovers a smoke grenade as well, and he's got some time to play with. How does he go about his business?
There is a glimmer of hope. Monte have won an unlikely round. TYLOO need to answer back with one of their own. It is the old leader, Advent, in charge of this roster for a very, very long time. And actually, the amount of time he's taken has pushed the rotations of Monte elsewhere. Advent has a bomb on his back, so he can absolutely plant this. There is obviously Bro close by to hear this information. He'll be first port of call, but it would be dumb of him to go straight in without waiting for Waro.
Yeah.
So it gives Advent a chance to maybe look for him, but he's playing the headshot angle on the left. Advent! Oh, can't switch around in time. That is cheeky from Bro. Just crouch peeking the entire way past Broken Wall, and they'll get away with it. 2 apiece.
Those his angles. I mean, it did look like it was always supposed to be Monte's round there with how they shut down the initial aggression, getting that kill onto, was it Jamyoung as well, who was ahead of the pack, and with that, everything looked good for Monte. I do like how TYLOO kind of faked the rotation back away from the A bomb site. They knew they had time to play with. Unfortunately, just couldn't get the job done. Scoreline leveled up. TYLOO going to have to eco here as well, which gives Monte a prime opportunity to get the lead. CT side as well, mates. It's a good start for them. Monte are one of those teams on Anubis who have their CT side waxed. I think it's like a 52% win rate on their CT side. Normally, most teams go into their T side with a deficiency in the scoreline, but Monte, they know what they're doing on the CT side.
They are very proactive, Monte. That's one of the hardest things to do on Anubis, is that CT side aggression, especially after you lose an opening pick. We've seen them recover an insane one with an MP9 and a Deagle so far, but on full gun rounds, when you lose that opening pick and have to go looking for kills, any CT re-aggression can be hard to put forth. And TYLOO and pistols themselves in this round. The AUG of Krasnal will get the first in quite a lot of the AUG in CS2. It does feel nice to use. The XM on SDY, I would say ditto.
That's certainly been a popular option, particularly on Anubis. Look at Voro. He wants to try and get aggressive, misses the shot. He does have support, thankfully, and he needs that support in Krasnal to make sure he doesn't get overwhelmed. They're going to continue to peek here. This is fairly aggressive from Monte against the pistols. Normally, you just want to sit back, wait, force the T side to make the move. And Mosier, well, moves his way through middle right now. Unfortunately, no bomb on his back, but he has found himself in the back lines right now.
Yeah, so not to be in the CT spawn. He is going to be behind the play somewhat, and if he can get one kill, pick up a gun, maybe get a second, that would do significant damage to that Monte economy, because they obviously have not built it up yet. Being checked right now. Nice taps, though. Will do some more damage, but then Bro will come in to finish it off. So 3 alive, not too bad for Monte. Can't complain for them. They still have the AWP, and they got the recovered AK on Bro still as well. So very nice recovery from Monte. TYLOO, I feel like they've already let it slip slightly.
I mean, losing to that full eco, Trav. That's what's ignited this campaign for Monte.
Weapons, yeah. The two-stage weapons.
On the T side as well, if they lose this gun round, then I'm there with you. Things have really snowballed out of control. Sure, it's early days, but based off the start they had, we had a lot to get excited about for TYLOO. Let's see what they can bring to the table here. We saw a change of pace after they lost that eco, but now it's just going to be back to a default style at the start of the round.
Yeah, and that's something that's been brought up by, obviously, our colleagues as well, that sometimes TYLOO, it's not just Advent individually that can be a question mark, it's sometimes the calling too in high-pressure scenarios. And of course, this is a big opportunity for TYLOO. They don't get too many international opportunities over the course of a year, and this is an important one. Moro in position. Oh, nice flick down. Mazea removed. He's got Demka's support. Nice setup from Monte. They had mid-control there, TYLOO, and we're looking for that split, looking for that burst. They went into the monster.
Yeah, I mean, you can't blame them. They actually found a bit of a gap in the defense. It's just the timing was off, and it wasn't by any fault of their own. Bro in a nice position here. We'll find a frag. Last player to deal with. That's first blood for TYLOO in the round, and it's only Kaze left remaining. Surely not going to be able to accomplish anything from this position. Can he inflict further damage? I guess that's the goal at this point, and the answer is no. I just love the way that Monte play that round there. They know they've given up mid-control, but Voro's got that clock in the back of his head, and he's thinking, all right, if they're going to be taking mid-control, now's sort of about the time they're going to be crossing, and that's when he gets in position, spots the two players, and they're able to set up the defense.
Exactly, exactly. And that's what is so amazing about Monte as well, right? I mean, we mentioned about how often they play this map. 29 times last 3 months, of course, their most played. And I believe over the course of the year, they've played more maps than anyone, I think, other than the Romanian team Nexus, as far as I understand. They're just utter grinders online and on LAN.
Well, I mean, in the middle of the major, they were playing online games as well.
They were.
The grind doesn't stop, man. And that's why they've gotten to where they are. Incredibly hard work, and it's fully deserved. Yeah,
and that's why they know. Demka, I think, said to me in an interview in a recent tournament that every team doesn't like playing us. Nobody likes playing us. We're difficult to beat. And that has been the case for many teams, of course. It's actually pretty remarkable as well. They've kept that going. I think a lot of people would have seen their run in Paris, like we said, and said, oh, fluke. There maybe were other teams that could have maybe fallen under that category of fluke, but I don't think Monte will or have. Waro, nice pick in mid. Feeling confident early doors, and when Waro is feeling confident, that is a worrying sign for TYLOO.
You can see everybody on Monte is just exuding confidence right now with the fights they're taking, the peaks that they're forcing. They're not allowing TYLOO to get comfortable at all on this T side. Constantly asking questions, getting in their faces, disrupting the setups. And that's the problem. TYLOO came into this as underdogs. They had to make sure that Monte didn't fall into this groove of comfort which they're in right now.
Indeed. Demka, a little bit of pressure here though. Pistols rushing him down. Mercury finds one, but SDY thankfully is there in support, and he's just a safe pair of hands, isn't he? Mercury, nice recovery kill to drop that up, but obviously immediately picked up by Krasnal. And that just shows what SDY is all about as well. I believe he is IGLing at the moment for this roster. It used to be Waro, a discussion we had beforehand. Of course, he was AWP IGLing for a little while during the Boris era, but SDY took over, I believe, in Sydney. Maybe even a little bit before that. And then after that, kept running with it. And I think a lot of success for Monte has come from that.
I think they've got a really good balance in terms of voices in the team. You could imagine, although Voro's maybe not actively calling right now, he'll still always be relied on. You know, SDY can always fall back onto Voro, ask him some questions, he can give feedback. You know, Bro and Krasnal strike me as the kind of guys who are going to slot into the system. You know, they're saying too many chefs in the kitchen spoil the broth. So you need to have that balance, right? It looks like, you know, the coach LMBT along with Demka and Voro, they are all the guys sort of the think tank of the team, I'd say.
Absolutely. TYLOO needs to find a way to get into this game right now. They might have won the pistol in the conversion, but they didn't win the conversion after that. There's just 2 weapons remaining for Monte, keeping their streak running ever since.
And look at their money. I mean, they've got a full buy in the tank right now. It means TYLOO have got this comeback on hard mode. 5 rounds on the CT side. You'd already call that a success for Monte. Anything on top of this is gravy, man. Yeah,
and their T side will be, I get the impression, quite hard for TYLOO's CT to deal with. But we shall see. We've seen some madder things happen in ESL Challengers in the past for TYLOO. of course, they were rare atom. As the roster is now over onto the most prestigious Asia organization, I think it's fair to say, in TYLOO. Finally, they've got what they wanted, and this is a nice aggression to choose. Finally changed things up slightly, but Bro's actually the only one to get something from that. Waro will miss on this occasion, and TYLOO were waiting for that aggression. They had 3 players ready and roaring to go.
I think that was an anti-strat. For Monte, their standard is if we lose mid-control, we aggress B main, and I think that's why TYLOO forced them back in middle, and they set up for that B aggression. Works wonderfully, but look at what Demka's doing on the opposite side of the map. They give him so much initiative and so much space to play his game, and now he's gone back in towards A. Perfect timing as he arrives on the scene, but he can't best Mosier, and that regains a massive advantage in the round for TYLOO.
Yeah, I mentioned this was a big round. They need this one. TYLOO Anubis should be a half you pretty much get at least 6 on. Usually, Kaze, oh, if he died there, this retake was very much on, but he's actually locked out of the play. Monte can just ignore him for now and go straight in through camera. Krasnal and SDY together, they'll absolutely commit to this one. There is a smoke and a kit on Krasnal. This is very doable. They're baiting out the pillar player. Down goes Advent. There goes Kaze. Mosea, 1 versus 2. He's got an HE grenade to break that smoke. Could be a perfect time to do it. Oh, he needs to spray down, and he's got 1. It pushes Krasnal off the bomb. SDY needs to re-tap it, and Mosea is just playing with the pillar. He's wasted enough time. That is a brilliantly played 1v2.
Yeah, it is, but they almost spoil the entire round there. 3 versus 2 post plant. It was always supposed to be TYLOO's round. I love that he had the HE grenade there, but he did miss a lot of shots. I mean, both players missing all their shots there.
Not wrong.
Yeah, whiffs central, but eventually the round comes through for TYLOO, a much needed round going their way.
Yeah, it was a bit whiffy. You are not wrong. I'm going to see a replay of that, of course. And yeah, a bit scary. Those after-plant positions were a bit disconnected from each other. They had no one to reface off of, but there's that spray. Oh, it could have made it a lot easier for himself, couldn't he? In the end, he manages to waste that clock enough. SDY, little shake of the head when he realized time was up.
Wonder if he
had for TYLOO.
Wonder if he had stuck the defuse there, if it would have, how close it would have been.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
He heard the footsteps and he just kind of realized he had to get off of it either way. Jamyoung fire does not put out fire, so rather don't drop the extra molly. 5-3. It's not like TYLOO have any money in the bank, so this one's for the economic game. Swings and roundabouts coming into this. They exec through the smoke. Bro finds 1 before he's circumvented, and then Krasnal's able to get in on the act as well. Monte can afford to give up side control right now, but they're not thinking that way.
Krasnal just loves those refaces. He's so good at them, but okay. TYLOO get 2 picks back in response. Problem is that the recovery from Monte, the rotation's already really fast. They are locked behind smokes at the moment, but Demka's coming in from that same position, and there's no way you expect that. Advent, I think he knows what's coming, and that is a bullet to the bonds. He's gone. Monte, 3 up. We'll continue on a pretty hot streak at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely. 6 out of the past 7 rounds going their way. They're in complete control. No signs of slowing down. Lose a round straight back to winning ways immediately afterwards. 6 of the 9 rounds going their way on the CT side right now. They're in control. TYLOO have to eco again, and that means matters are only going to get worse.
Unfortunately so. Unfortunately so. TYLOO are a team that I think most talent have a bit of a soft spot for, to be honest. They're fun to watch. They've got some old legends. Kaze, of course, as well, not just Advent. Kaze has been warping his way to victory for many, many years now from the old Vici gaming days. And hang on, he might be P250ing his way to victory as well. That's a bit of a fast peak from SDY. The Pistols have overrun the A-bomb site. And this retake for Monte is looking very difficult. The utility is huge. So they're going to get some picks back here, slowly off the back of that, you would think. Demka's close up. No. He could get 2. He does. Jamyoung and Mercury both drop. And Demka's just doing it all. Bro helps out for the last, and I really feel like that should not have been so easy.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Demka's just thinking, Krasnal and SDY, I'm the A anchor. How have you guys died before me, rotating through, getting ahead of themselves a little bit. It's a pity that TYLOO don't anticipate somebody playing that position. I feel like that smoke fade is so popular and common at this point. The fact they get caught off is quite rough. It also sucked for TYLOO that although they got 2 kills, they couldn't recover either of those weapons.
That's a good point. That's a good point. It leaves them forced to reface and maybe go for something extra to relieve the pressure, even in a 5v3.
Yeah.
Sounds ridiculous, but that's the case sometimes.
Demka's had impact, man. That A anchor, they give him so much responsibility on that side of the map, and he does his job with the plum.
Demka's super underrated, man. One of the most underrated pieces of this team.
Well, on talking counter, Yanko said maybe that's somebody that G2 should be considering as an anchor player to replace JKS. He was going for an out there example, but I mean, he gives him a lot of plaudits, and rightfully so.
Yeah, there's options for sure. Ooh, Mosea straight through the fire. Ooh, no scope this time for you, my friend.
No.
Jamyoung will get that one, and I think TYLOO are turning up the pace in this game, but unfortunately they're turning up the pace with just one player. Jamyoung has charged his way through, and Demka will eat those up every day of the week. Yeah, 4v3 for Monte.
Fresh smoking towards cameras. They're going to keep TYLOO at bay. They're still committing to the plan. Advent phases through the smoke, works wonderfully well. Only good for the one, but Mercury trades. Kaze gets in on the action as well. And now it's Bro left remaining, 1 versus 2. He's going to follow in Advent's footsteps through the smoke. He goes, can't find that instant kill though. That was his moment to bring it into a 1 versus 1. Now he's going to get double peaked, and Mercury sends him into the universe.
I've seen Bro win a number of clutches on Anubis before, and I had a feeling we're about to see another one, but not this time. That's a good win from TYLOO, especially in the situation they found themselves in there. Advent choosing a timing. It's a risk, but just choosing a random timing in the round after Jamyoung goes down to walk through that camera smoke onto the site. That 1 kill was enough to activate his teammates.
Wasn't a great smoke though. It was quite shallow, which meant there was a lot of plumage, I suppose, for him to come through on the opposite side.
I love your plumage.
Oh, baby. Calm down, Travis. That's the first BO1.
Yeah, I know. Dressed up well today. What can I say?
Thanks, love.
Demka. That A1S. Trying to hold them at bay. And of course, damage done for Monte. They might have won so many of the last few rounds, but just that one back from TYLOO is enough to put them down to an XM on SDY, FAMAS on Bro.
Yeah, this was an opportunity and a half, man. 7-5 ripe for the taking.
Wouldn't be into the world either. It's going to be a full A-site execute. Demka hearing that one come in, and he hasn't really got much to say other than chucking that incendiary in the middle of the site. Good place for it. Got deep control, but sometimes these angles are very hard to clear. Even though you feel like you have control on this bomb site, it's not really the case. And the damage there through the smoke could have been a lot more onto Advent, I believe. 5v5 retake. This one's going to be really interesting. Bro is the one with that defuse kit. And of course, he has that FAMAS as well. Jamyoung looks to try and peek on the timing. He gets 1.5. SDY with the XM charges his way in, and they're just getting picked off one by one, TYLOO. It's happened again. They've only managed to hold one of these A bomb site rounds, and now Kaze needs a ridiculous clutch. 1v4 it would be. All 3 players looking to maybe peek him at once. None of them are on the bomb yet, but that's a superb flash. And Waro will take that one. It's 7-5 at halftime, or 8-4, sorry, at halftime. We'll be back in a minute. Second half about to get underway between Monte and TYLOO. I think TYLOO will be upset that they only got 4 from that half. It could have been pretty different hadn't they just lost that one round against the MP9 and Deagle.
It all snowballed out of control from there. They were only able to win another 2 rounds outside of the pistol and the anti-force buy thereafter. Look at those odds. So one-sided in favor of Monte. It looks like the game is wrapped up based off those odds either way. Let's see if TYLOO can find a way to fight back on the CT side. They have to win this pistol round, non-negotiable.
Mercury, ooh, okay, some bit of team damage in the mix there as well, I believe. Rogue will go down, Kaze refaces with the P2000, shoulder peeking back and forth, but Demka, more big impact kills, Jamyoung will go down, and Kaze is still fighting for his life, but he's about to be double peeked.
Wow.
And he can't get out of there. It's Advent, he may have 2 guns, but I'm not sure that'll be enough.
Might be, depends what Monte actually choose to do from here. They've got a lot of time left on the clock. I love Demka's awareness. I think he was actually able to get a kill there on somebody else aggressing. Were there all those frags in middle from the CT side? Actually looks like it based on the minimap. Either way, huge impact coming through from both Demka and Vodo, the 2 Ukrainians doing damage on the server right now. As Advent is left alone in that clutch. He's got a kit, he's got a smoke grenade rather, armor, and the Julies. He's got everything he needs right now, and he's got the first frag.
Okay, Demka knows what he's up against now and knows the position, and he knows, obviously, that it is Advent. But Advent's doing a great job of shoulder peeking these angles, jiggling back and forth. And the wiggle might be too much for Demka to deal with. He's trying to go through the smoke. Demka, and he's just going to walk into his demise. Advent wins the 1v2. I mentioned that sometimes individually he can be the one to keep an eye on in terms of poor performances. But if he can show up for important rounds like that, that is what matters. Impact frags.
Yeah, 2 pistols, 2 players, 2 frags. Perfectly played by the IGL. TYLOO have now won both pistol rounds here on Anubis. Normally, if you win both pistol rounds, that's almost the map locked in a best of 1, but certainly not the case as we do get a look at his heroics.
I think it's fair to say that Demka kind of didn't really know what to do in that situation. It was whether to go for it, retreat. I think the time on the clock in the end indicated that, yeah, 1v1, probably should try and go for the kill.
Especially once the smoke bloomed, I just think he didn't have much of an option. Forced his hand with the time left.
Yeah.
Monte are forced up here again, man. Despite the fact they don't get a bomb plant, they want to try and keep up as much pressure as possible on TYLOO.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting because if TYLOO can find a way to win this one, then they're pretty much back in this game. If not, it should be comfortable for Monte. They've got the 2 Galils on Waro and Demka. And yeah, the force is pretty significant, of course. Without that bomb plant, still managed to get 2 rifles, and 2 Deagles, and a MAC-10 with armor. It's actually kind of unusual. But of course, because of that, they've only got 1 smoke left with a minute to go.
I mean, at least they've got a bit of positional control to work with right now. Everybody in towards middle. Re-aggression from TYLOO is the option that they employ, and they will go 1-for-1. More fights breaking out. This whole round lives and dies with the skirmish in towards middle, and Monte walk away with the man advantage, and that A bomb site's been completely opened up.
Yeah, mid seems to be the port of call for both these 2 teams so far in the second half. And this time Monte will win it out, but Mercury's still here, and we know what this boy can do. Bro will tap the bomb, scared of being peeked from that heaven area. And they managed to wait enough to get Kaze in position 2, but with the last bullet in the clip, Bro manages to find the head of Kaze. And even though Mercury traded it, Waro took the kill and the 1v1 victory. That could have gone either way. It's so tight. If Kaze managed to get that frag and Bro didn't have that 1 bullet at the end of the FAMAS clip to grab the headshot, that would have been very different.
Yeah, great trade there from Voro to finish off the job. I mean, the trade train was in full effect this round.
Yep.
As it was just kills going back and forth. Whoever was able to maintain their composure was always going to walk away with the win. I think Monte having those extra players in mid is also what caught TYLOO off guard. They weren't expecting re-peak after re-peak to come through so many players, and that means Monte win a force buy, and surely with that, the map has to be locked in, right? They're 4 rounds away from finishing off the job on the T side here of Anubis.
You would think that. You would think that. Of course, their previous results are something to be slightly concerned about in terms of how their CT sides have gone. Of course, they've lost their last 3, which is actually kind of ridiculous to teams you'd expect they would beat as well. Challenger League, they lost to Sinners, 13-5. LFO, who are now, of course, 3D Max, who we will see later. The return of the 3D Max name. They lost to them 13-4, they lost to VP 13-8 as well. So actually crazy they didn't get close in any of those previous three in games that they have a chance and in probably favourites of two of them. So yeah, they need to make sure they lock this one in cleanly and break that little poor run.
Yeah, I guess the one asterisk is all those results are online.
They're online.
Yeah, of course. Now we find ourselves in the furnace, LAN Counter-Strike. This is where it matters the most. TYLOO gone for the force buy makes sense with only a counter round loss bonus behind them. See what they can do with the pistols. Lose this force 10-5, then an eco 11-5. I just don't see them recovering from an 11-5 scoreline. So I'd say TYLOO's lives resting on this force buy right now in terms of as far as Anubis goes.
Yeah, the force buy battles. Whoever wins them, it's either probably game over or back in the game. Jamyoung, this is a weird angle, and I think Monte would be foolish to send a player jumping across that one. So we'll hold back for now.
Miss Molly, that could be a costly one. There's actually 3 players there for TYLOO. They will be forced backwards. How do Monte progress forward from here? They're kind of posting, they're waiting for aggression, and finally they will get a few gunfights. Advent with the 5-7 looking to force the issue, but all of the firefights going Monte's way.
That's just patience working out for Monte there.
Yeah.
Even with 25 seconds on the clock, they just waited in mid for TYLOO to show their hand for so long, waited for those rotations, waited for TYLOO to go looking. They needed to go looking to look for that intel, try and put those pistols in the correct position. They couldn't find any of the kills until now, when it is a little bit too late.
Just a tad.
Yeah, just a tad. Just a tad. Mercury will try and save the A1S, but of course they know where he is, and he is getting hunted down. Monte will absolutely go for this hunt, and the Max 10 of Demka will seal it. Free upgrade for him. 10-5 that will turn into 11-5. As you so rightly said, I am concerned for the state of TYLOO.
I mean, it's not even like that force buy was competitive. They get a single kill, and it's essentially an exit frag, if you will. So, yeah, big problems. Trouble time for TYLOO.
Yeah, they tried to go for that aggression, right, on the outskirts of A. You see that so often from CT sides with those pistols. Sometimes you see pretty nice rifle setups with that. I think Demka and Wara often put that into practice in that position of the map. I mean, off the back of each other.
You nailed it when you said it was just the patience from Monte there, which worked so well for them. Posted on the angles. Almost felt like they were about to start to shift into an exec as the pushes came through from TYLOO. So everything went according to plan. This is a formality, Trav. This is a toothless round out of TYLOO.
Yeah, and it's been a vaguely toothless performance from them in general, to be honest. We said that the win condition for TYLOO is their trio of stars to show up. Mercury, Jamyoung, Mazaya have done such good work on that rare atom, which of course then turned into the non-org that was Cyclone, that played in Pro League, I believe. And of course, signed by the most prestigious Asian organization in TYLOO. And yeah, they need that trio to show up, and they've been a little bit quiet. Jamyoung team did some ridiculous things in the past in these ESL Challenger lands, but only 7 and 14 in this game. Struggling a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, everybody's just kind of lagging behind the pack. 9 and 15 for Mosier, Kaze, 10 kills. Nobody is positive in terms of their kill-death ratio on TYLOO right now. And yeah, you're just not going to compete with Monte. Look at Demka, 15, same as SDY. Everybody chipping in. It's going to be so good for their confidence getting into this LAN event as well. You said it coming into this. You see them as finalists. And, well, they're playing like champs right now.
Yeah, I think the sort of rivalry between Monte and VP is the one that I think is going to be one to watch in this tournament. If we get another grand final between those two, that would be very exciting. And I mentioned Jamyoung starting rough. Ouch. Yeah, that's whiffy, and not just in the smelly sense. Mazaya will get tagged down as well. At least there's a kill back for Advent with that org. Krasl, though, on the top of that smoke, will deal with Kaze comfortably. SDY finds Advent. Mazaya and Mercury, the double M, need to make it a W, and it's not going to happen, I don't think. Mazaya spotted, does well to get 2 more, and SDY is very low. Actually been given a fresh reload here, Mazaya, but he's been tagged down even more through the corner of that smoke, and look where SDY has positioned himself. Awkward place for Mazaya to clear out as well. He'll try and at least nade the second player down in Demka. Oh, the nade is pretty decent in the end, but they're just not peeking, and not facing is going to be the way that they win this round. Mazaya trying his best. He's doing a great effort on this one, but he hasn't got a defuse kit. He's actually going to kill all 4. NT's in the chat for that one. I'm afraid it's not to be.
I mean, it's the best individual performance we've seen in a round so far. Look at Demke. He says, yeah, business as usual. Not a drop of sweat on his brow. And even just the individuals looking pretty rough right now for TYLOO. I mean, we've seen some sprays getting missed, you know. They just haven't been up to the standard we're used to seeing out of them.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. He did really well there, Mazer, to isolate those duels, but Monte realized, really at the very end of that retake, there were the time left on the clock. Even if they're so low, just hide. Doesn't matter if they...
Yeah.
Doesn't matter if he uses Pika's advantage on us. The time will be too much. Too little.
Such a frustrating situation to be in there when you're just not getting peaked either way. Yeah. Mosier, the player who attempted his heroics in the previous round, has gone down. Frags and trades, the name of the game. TYLOO here obviously spending all their money trying to delay the inevitable. 3 versus 3 for Masters and an MP9 doesn't look great, but there is still a slight heartbeat right now for the CT side.
Yeah, Mercury still here. Molotov is nicely placed, but not spreading to his position. He's back in that right corner, and that extra smoke thrown in by the CT side actually will give Mercury a little bit of space to work with. Oh, this is going to be so tough, though. He needs to peek on a nice advantage, and he'll do exactly that. Krasnov will go down 3 versus 2. Kaze finds an MP9 frag. Bit overzealous there from Mercury. Didn't need to give his life up in that situation, and it's given SDY a chance! And he'll close it out. SDY so consistent. And once again, he will be the main man of this team and close out the first map